I graded the top niches for AI agencies, and some pay way faster than others. If you pick one from the A list that I'm about to show you, then you'll be able to book calls as early as this week. Everyone's asking me, Joel, what niche should I pick for my AI agency? The right question is, which niche will actually pay me while I'm still learning? Because here's the truth, guys. Most of you are going to run out of runway before you ever see a dollar if you pick wrong. And today, I'm here to show you the actual report card. I've tested dozens of niches. I've spent months in the trenches, and I've lost money on the bad ones so that you don't have to. And these 5 are 5 that actually work, graded on metrics that actually matter. Now, if you're new to the channel and you don't know who I am, my name's Joel House, and my agency has done nearly 8 figures in revenue. This is not my first rodeo. I've been here before. Let's get into it. So, here's the report card. And you'll notice I'm not grading on sexy or trendy. I'm grading level. How badly do they need this right now? Not next year. Now, second, speed to close. Can you get paid in days, or does it take months of committees to get things closed? Third is the lifetime value. Is this a $500 project or a $50,000 relationship? Fourth is data availability. Do they already track what matters, or are you starting from scratch? And fifth, is this niche fit for beginners? That is, can you actually deliver this without a team of 10? So here's what shook out. A grade goes to coaches and experts. I'll show you exactly why in a second. A minus, we've got medical and dental clinics. Also home services, both incredible, but a tiny bit more complex. B plus goes to e-commerce operations. Great money, but slower to close. And then B goes to everything local. Salons, general retail, and I'll explain why this is a trap in a minute. Let me break down each of these for you. First, coaches and experts. These get the only A grade. And here's why. Coaches and experts get the only A grade. And here's why they're the fastest path to cash. You see, these people live in pain. Right now, today. Their number one priority is lead flow. They're running ads, they're posting content, they're doing all the things, but leads are falling through the cracks in the DMs. See, look at this flow. Leads come in. They're drowning in DM chaos. They can't qualify the leads fast enough, and leads go cold and the opportunity dies. They know this is happening, and they can see the money slipping away. And here's why this market is perfect for you. You're dealing with the decision maker. There's no committees, there's no boards, there's no procurement, there's no let me run this by my team. It's just them, and they can say yes today. The average deal size is $2,000 to $5,000 a month, not a project, recurring revenue. The close time, usually 1 to 2 calls. I've literally closed these in a single DM conversation. And the pain is so there, the situation is so clear, and the ROI is so obvious that they practically sell themselves. Next up is clinics. You see, clinics get an A minus, and here's the money math they already understand. Every missed call equals $200 to $2,000 of lost revenue. That's not my number, that's their number they've told me. They track this, they think about it, and when someone calls to book a root canal or a cosmetic procedure and nobody answers, that patient books somewhere else. Boom, $2,000 gone. Now, the beautiful thing about this niche is that they already measure missed call rates. You see, they already know the average client patient value, and the math is sitting right there in their practice management software. So here's your angle. What if I could recover 40% of your missed calls automatically? 10 recovered appointments per month pays for your entire service. Everything else is profit. Now, here's the kicker. When you improve their show rates with the text-back system, that's compound value. You're not just booking more appointments, but more people are actually showing up. Now, there's a slightly longer sales cycle here than coaches because you might need to talk to the office manager first, and when they realize the ROI, they'll then shift you through the owner, and then things move fast. So a little bit slower, but still a fantastic niche. Number 5 is home services. This is another A minus in my opinion. And this entire niche runs on one principle, the 5-minute rule. Here, look at these stats. If you respond in 5 minutes, you get an 80% close rate. If you respond in 30 minutes, that drops to 30%. Wait an hour, 5%. Just one callback wins the job. These businesses already understand this. They're already buying leads from, Angie's List and Home Advisor and Thumbtack, and they're paying $50 to $200 per lead. But here's their problem. Their guys are on job sites and they can't always answer immediately. Your solution is the speed to lead router. This system is where a lead comes in, the system instantly finds the available tech and connects them in under 60 seconds. The beauty for home service owners is they're owner operators. Most of them are the decision makers, and they make decisions fast because it personally hits their bottom line. Now, every missed lead is money out of their pocket. They don't need committees, they don't need proposals. Show them the system works and demo it well, and they buy. Now, the next niche is e-commerce operations. This one gets a B+. And before you freak out because you love e-com, let me explain. Here's the good. The lifetime value in this niche is excellent. $3,000 a month for 12 plus months, tons of data to work with. You've got Shopify, Klaviyo, Facebook. You've got all the data, it's all there. The challenge, and this is why it's not an A-, is it's a longer sales cycle. What I've found closing e-commerce deals, and as you know, my most profitable client to date is an e-commerce deal, is the time to close. That deal took me 90 days to close. It's been worth nearly $250,000 to me since then, but it took a long time to close. So most of these deals take 30 to 45 days. And the reason is they want a proof of concept. They want case studies and they want to see it working for someone exactly like them. So my advice with e-commerce is make this your second niche. After you close a few coaches or a few experts, you have some wins under your belt, then go after e-commerce. You'll have case studies, you'll have confidence, and you'll have the cash flow to sustain a longer sales cycle. It's a great niche, but it's the wrong niche for beginners to start with. And then last is local everything. And I say local everything because it's a trap that most people fall into. And this scores a B. And it's, I'll help any local business. Guys, stop that. Here's what happens. Every business thinks they're unique. The restaurant, however, needs a different automation than the salon. The salon needs a different automation than a gym. And if you help local businesses, you essentially become a custom solution provider instead of selling a repeatable systems. These guys usually have lower budgets because they've got high bricks and mortar overhead. So $500 to $1,500 a month instead of $2,000 to $5,000. The decision making is slower because they don't feel the pain. They're thinking nice to have, not need it now. You're explaining what an automation is, not how yours works. You essentially got to educate them on the entire industry, and that's not where you make your money. So can you make money here? Sure. Will it happen fast? No. Skip it and pick something specific. So before you DM anyone, they need to pass these 4 filters. And this is non-negotiable in my opinion. First, they need to have budget capacity. They need at least $2,000 a month in marketing spend that they can realistically spend with you. Not maybe if things go well, not maybe once they see a return, but right now. If they're not already spending this, then move on. Filter number 2, decision maker access. You need a direct line to the owner or CEO, not the marketing manager, not the assistant, the person who writes the checks. Filter number 3, data availability. Filter 3, data availability. They need to already track calls and track leads. And if they don't know their numbers, you can't prove an ROI. So guys, no data, no deal. Filter 4, the time cost awareness. They understand what a missed opportunities cost them. If they don't feel the pain of lost money, they won't pay to fix it. Think about that. If they don't feel the pain of lost money, they will never pay you to fix it. So every time you get a prospect, you need to run them through these filters, and ultimately all 4 need to be green, or else you're going to be battling an uphill battle. So guys, here's your 90-day game plan. Here's your 90-day game plan. Screenshot this, print it, tattoo it to your arm. I don't care. Just follow it. Weeks 1 and 2, foundation. Pick one niche from the A-list, not 2, 1. Research their specific pain points. Join their groups, speak their language, learn about them. Weeks 3 and 4, build. Create one offer that solves their biggest pain. Test your messaging with 10 prospects. Get feedback and refine. Weeks 5 through 8, volume. 50 DMs a day minimum. I don't care if your fingers hurt. 50 every single day. Track their responses. Note their objections. Optimize your approach. Weeks 9 through 12, scale. This is where you want to systemize your outreach. And this is where you're going to hit 10,000 a month of recurring revenue. One niche, one offer, 90 days. That's the formula. If you're not at 10K in 90 days, you either picked the wrong niche or you didn't do the actual work. Now, each niche has an optimal offer. Don't get creative. Use what works, guys. Coaches need the DM triage system. Their leads are drowning in Instagram and Facebook messages. You qualify them automatically, book only the good ones. Clinics need a missed call text back. This call comes in, nobody answers, the system immediately texts to reschedule. Home services need speed to lead routers. The lead comes in, the system finds who's available, and it connects them in under 60 seconds. Ultimately, the first to respond wins. E-commerce is custom. It could be a DM triage for social selling. Could be a banner or cart recovery. It depends on their specific bottleneck, and this is why this industry is a little bit slower to buy. See, you need to match your offer to the niche. So you see, if you try and sell speed to lead to coaches, they don't have enough lead flow. If you try and pitch DM triage to plumbers, they don't get their jobs through Instagram DM. Now, what I'm going to cover you through here is the DM message ladder. And this is your 5-step ladder. Each rung builds on the last. So let me fill these in live so that you can see exactly how this actually works. So rung number 1 is problem awareness. Hey, Sarah, I noticed you're running Facebook ads for your coaching program. Are your DMs getting overwhelming? No pitching, just identify the problem. Rung 2 is the consciousness amplification. That is, if they respond, you amplify. Oh, that's great to hear. You see, most coaches I talk to are losing 40% of their potential clients in DM chaos. The leads go cold before you could ever qualify them. So rung 3 is the solution tease. And then you say, hey, we actually built an AI system that qualifies leads in your DMs 24/7. Books your good ones directly in your calendar. So no more manual back and forth. Notice how this isn't a hard sell yet? Then rung 4 is social proof. You know, we actually just helped Mark, who runs a similar coaching program, book 12 qualified calls last week from DMs that would have gone cold. By the time you get to this point in your script, they're thinking, if Mark can do it, I can. And then rung 5 of your messaging is a clear next step. Hey, is it worth a quick Loom video to show you exactly how this works with your setup? You're not saying, do you want to buy? You're just saying, you want to see it? It's really that simple. It's a much lower commitment and it's a much higher conversion. So guys, here's your KPI dashboard. You want to be tracking these daily or else you're flying blind. So you want to be sending 50 DMs every single day. This is your baseline. Less than 50 and you're not giving yourself enough, you'll want to be aiming for a 10% response rate. If you're below this, your opening message sucks. Fix it. It's not about putting more volume out, it's about refinement. Now, if you're getting a 40% Loom to call rate, fantastic. Send a Loom, 40% should book in a call. Below that, your demo isn't compelling enough, and you need to refine that. And then 25% close rate. 1 in 4 calls should close. If not, you're either talking to the wrong people, your offer needs work, or you need to learn to sell better. Now, here's the benchmark formula. 50 DMs becomes 5 replies, which becomes 2 Looms, becomes 1 qualified call, becomes a quarter of a deal. Which means for every 200 DMs, you should be getting 1 deal. If you're not doing this, you need to look at where in the pipeline you're falling. Now, if you do this every day for 90 days, you'll have roughly 12 clients. Math doesn't lie, guys. But you have to do the work. And if your metrics are below the benchmark, don't increase the volume. Volume does not fix a bad business. Fix the message, fix the targeting, fix your offer, and then you can scale from there. So let me handle some of these objections that people are going to give you. People are going to say it's too expensive. I get it. $2,000 seems like a lot. But what's the cost of 40% of your leads you're losing right now? If your average client's worth $5,000 and you're losing 4 leads a week, that's $20,000 a month going to your competitors. If they say, I don't need it, hey, that's interesting because your competitor just implemented this exact system. They're responding to leads in 60 seconds while you're taking 2 hours. How long before your leads figure out who actually wants their business? Pretty straightforward. Hey, it's too complex. Look, I totally understand your concern. That's why we do a 7-day trial where we set everything up. You don't touch a single button. Just watch the leads flow into your calendar. If it doesn't work, we part as friends. With this, you just remove the risk, remove the complexity. So guys, that's it. One niche, one offer, 90 days, get your first 10K. The link to my group, my free group, is below. Hit it up, go check it out. More details in there. See you next time.